Just a quick video here for the 30-day mark for the Three Sister Garden. I was actually going to do this a couple days ago, and we'd had a big thunderstorm during the night, and the next day there was really extremely high wind all day long, right from the only direction that this area isn't protected from, and pretty well flattened most of the corn down. But I went the next day and picked it all back up and hilled around it so it'd stay up, and watered it real good for a couple days because it was looking a little frazzled. But now it, for the most part, seems healthy and back to normal. As for the update, corn is just short of waist high. So I planted it the first week of June, so that's pretty much right on par. As far as the whole concept of the Three Sisters go, the butternut squash is just now starting to spread out to do its job, keeping the weeds back. I've had to come out here with a hoe a few times and dig around a little bit to keep the weeds from getting too too far ahead in the meantime. We can see right here a bean plant climbing one of the corn leaves, so that's doing what that's supposed to do. It looks like the row closest to the tree line, corn's a little stunted. There's some that's still leaned over a little bit. I'm thinking that's mostly due to the fact it probably gets the least light. The other two rows are pretty much on par. I mean, this bunch here in the middle is about up my belly button, so that's pretty good. Wish it always like that, but that's the best hill right there. But yeah, those butternut squash took pretty well. They're getting ready to blossom. There's a nice one. Yeah, I'd say another week or so and they'll have all this bare ground pretty well filled in. So next year, looking at this first row, top priority next year is going to be to trim some branches, get some more light to this row. I'm going to expand it. Let me get back here where you can see the whole thing better. But so I won't go any further that way towards the tree line because of that. I'm going to extend it out on the right hand side, probably enough to fit at least one more row in. On the far end, I'll probably extend it next year. Should have those overhanging branches trimmed by then. As you can see, my ladder's still there from when I started trimming some earlier, and had a bit of difficulty with my saw that still haven't totally worked the bugs out. But so yeah, I'll push the back probably another 4 or 5 feet, and then this direction here I can probably push it all the way. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a wooden fence there. I can push it almost all the way to that probably, and that would with all those expansions should about double the size of it. So I'm satisfied enough with this year's effort to give it a little better go next year. It'll be a little easier because at least this part's been turned up once now. Yeah, the weather's been extremely hot and dry, and like I said in my last video on this garden, I can't like just stretch a hose out here and water it. I've got to haul buckets, and that takes a lot of time. You can really only do it in the evening. And this isn't the only garden I have. I mean, this is a small one compared to the rest. And this one's experimental, and the rest of it stuff I'm going to really be depending on for winter. But all in all, I do believe this one is going to produce at least something. If the weather had been better, if we'd been getting regular rain and you know, the temperatures have hit 100 degrees for a few days, which is pretty unheard of this far north. With more typical weather, I think this would really be flourishing. But with that said, with the difficulties there's been, the inaccessibility, the dry weather. There's another bean starting to climb. Yeah, pretty cool how they do that. And I definitely will get some production out of it. And overall, I'm pretty happy with with the progress I have, considering. So anyways, 30 days into it, I got waist-high corn. The beans are starting to take off. No blossoms yet. The bush beans in my regular garden have been flowering for probably over a week now, and there's some little, like, inch-long little beaners starting on them. So these are a little behind that, but this particular bean here, in general, it seems like it's a little slower going. So that's actually pretty typical. In the spring, it was literally winter up until the first week of May, and then it rained for about 2 weeks straight. And then it took probably another week to dry out enough where you could even work the ground. So my original plan was to put the corn in around the first week of May, the beans around mid-May, and the squash around the 1st of June. But, what they say of best laid plans. But anyways, I got the corn in more like the first week of June, and then on and on from there. But overall, there's a nice squash plant right there. Overall, it's doing okay.